Good evening, everyone. It's Doc here. Glenn, looking forward to wonderful Wednesdays. Tonight we are going to do one of my favourite topics, and we're going to talk about developing product and how you can develop product to improve and create profit. Really important with the entrepreneurial spirit of the coach. And that is certainly what we're going to be discussing tonight. Blair, thank you very much. I have just turned on the recording. You guys are good. Remember, you have to remind me every one of these classes to do the recording. I've done it this time, Blair, so we're ahead of the game, which is wonderful. Lovely to have you on the call. So, can I assume that you guys can hear me? Hey, Narelle, how you doing? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Actually, funnily enough, I actually did some training today with Frank Kern. Anyone out there listen to Frank's webinar today? I wondered, Poi, whether you might have listened to it. Wonderful webinar. He's amazing, Frank. One of my big mentors, a bit of a guru. And he talked about utilizing webinars to sell today. It was a beautiful webinar. Yeah, amazing. Hey, Sabine, how you going? Melanie, hi, how are you? So, what we'll do, given we are at 9 o'clock and we've got a lot of stuff to press through, I am going to get started. So we'll get stuck in. There's a few questions for you tonight, a little bit of work for you to do, and really some nice interaction required for tonight's webinar. So let's get stuck in. First of all, I want to talk about entrepreneurial spirit, becoming an entrepreneur in your coaching business, and what that is and what it really means. So these are the things that that I found as a definition. That's a list of typical things of an entrepreneur. A desire to achieve, the push to conquer problems and give birth to successful ventures, the desire for hard work. And it's often said that entrepreneurs are workaholics. I kind of refute that in a sense that when you love what you're doing, it's not work. That's the beautiful thing. I consider myself to be a bit of a playaholic. Desire to work for themselves. Entrepreneurs like to work for themselves rather than working for an organization. They may work for someone to gain the knowledge of a product or service that they may want to produce. They have a nurturing quality, a real willingness to take charge of and watch over a venture. They accept responsibility, and that's for everything in their venture. They are optimistic, living by the philosophy that this is the best of times and that anything is possible, and really that everything is possible in any given time. They have an orientation to excellence, desire to achieve something outstanding they can be proud of. With regard to organisation, they're good to bringing together different components to make something work: people, product, time. And they have a profit orientation. They want to make profit, but the profit serves primarily as a meter to gauge their success and their achievement. So that's an entrepreneur. Well, it's certainly a definition that we can start and begin with tonight. I'm just going to pause because it looks like there's a couple of questions. Poya said he's a geniuspreneur. I love it. Narelle's got the entrepreneurial spirit. Beautiful, Narelle. So just a quick reminder, guys, if for some reason you're dropping sound, it is usually because at your end you are wireless, usually, okay? If you're hardwired, the sound should be fine. Usually it's because of a bit of a wireless. A couple of people arriving late. Guys, for those of you that have arrived a little bit late, what we're looking at tonight is entrepreneurial spirit as a coach and developing product and what you can do to develop product. So we've looked at what an entrepreneur is, Tell me in coaching, how do you know that you're being entrepreneurial? Throw that down for me. How do you know in coaching that you're being entrepreneurial? And is there a different definition for you? Is there something that gives you a little bit more clarity around being an entrepreneur? Lots of people on the call. Let's work through a few of these answers. So Poi thinks being entrepreneurial is being excellent in what he does, developing products, doing things different to others. Yeah, zigging when people zag. Good Poi, good definitions. Because what I've found, guys, is that when I talk about entrepreneurial behavior with coaches and with people in general, I hit boundary conditions really quickly. A lot of people don't know how to language being an entrepreneur. And if you can't language it, you can't have it. If you can language it, you can have it. Geraldine sees being ahead of others in what you're offering. Yeah, Geraldine, sometimes it can be offering something similar and repackaging. Acting outside of the box, Karen, yeah, I like that. Same sort of thing, really like that. What else have we got? Narelle says, I think for me it's the desire to create something new and exciting. So for you, Narelle, it's all in the actual creation. Yep, love it. Christine, when you're creating a business, things within a business. Blair, seizing the most of opportunities. Yeah, that's a good definition. People seeking you out through connections with others, Terry says. So being entrepreneurial in the way you're contacting and connecting with people. Good. So some good definitions there around being entrepreneurial. Good word, that one, entrepreneurial. So how can you become one in coaching? Well, I look at two things here. First of all, swapping the time for money trap, and secondly, creating product. What do I mean by this? I reckon after a certain period of time, for some people it could be 3, 4, 5 years, for some people 1. For me, I reckon it was about 9 months where the swapping of your time for money, which is what one-to-one coaching is, becomes something that you want to, I guess, move away from. And the challenge with swapping your time for money is that when you go on holiday, so does your income. So what we're really looking at here is being able to try and create a way of doing two things. Number one, maximizing your ability to earn financially when you're not around. Number two, maximizing your ability to be able to leverage your clients, current and future. And creating product is what I consider to be a really great way of leveraging coaching. And we're going to explore creating product and what that really means in the upcoming slides. Just going to pause for a couple of questions. No, we're good. Okay. So what I thought I would do is give you a bit of an idea about what I've done. And again, those of you that are doing NLP and interested in NLP, you will understand that modeling is a big part of NLP. If you want my results, you can model some of the stuff that I did. If you want to get the exact same results as me, you model what I did, and then you should get those results. What do you model? We talked about it last week. You need to model my mindset, my strategies, the things I did. So let me give you an idea. These were the two big things I did with regard to product. Number one, I became the demystifying men guru. And a lot of you will know that was my very first niche, working with women and teaching them why men do what they do. My products were workshops, seminars, speaking gigs, and I also sold CDs. So workshops, seminars, speaking gigs, and I sold CDs. The other thing, of course, is that from these workshops and seminars, I had coaching packages. The distinction between the coaching package and coaching sessions, the coaching package was always timed, 3, 6, 9, 12 months. It involved a coaching session each month, but it also included emails and hookups and me basically, really expanding on the kinds of things I was being able to do for my guys, well, my girls, as it turned out. So that was number one. Number two, I became the footy club team guru, okay, developing team guru. I did interviews with different AFL sites. I did workshops with clubs. Now, the thing that is important to know is that the IP, the intellectual property for this, all came from one book and from the building blocks of success that you guys have all learned, are about to learn, or are currently learning, that are day one of your base camp training. Okay, I earned between $500 and $3,000 for each of those gigs, and then what usually happened was two things. Number one, I got clients, so that was great. Picked up some athletes to work with. The second thing that happened is I started to develop leadership programs. So, and I'm going to go through what I did in a minute. I'd go into the club, run the session as a one-off, and then get asked to do leadership programs as well. So that was what I did to develop my product. You can see that there wasn't a whole range of different products. It was just I created a couple of seminars or workshops. Now, here's the great thing. The actual content in the seminars or workshops was almost identical. And I'm going to talk a little bit later on about how I did that. Let me just get out of here for 1 second, and I'll show you some of the stuff that I did, just to give you an idea of how easy this is. So this was a website, just to give you an example, called Coach AFL, where I did an interview with these guys. So you can see here the secrets of success in football, what champion athletes do to succeed, and what sports psychologists are teaching players at the highest levels. So this is the thing. There's a little bit of background here, and then there's these success secrets, okay? And you'll see from these success secrets that they're actually very similar to what you guys have been taught in your building blocks, okay? Just change the terms a little bit. Failure versus feedback, cause and effect, driving your own bus, above the line and below the line, communication being everything, body language, self-talk. So a lot of the things that you have already learned, I put them together, and the first thing I did was I did this little interview. Now, the great thing about this interview was that it went up onto this website, had a whole ton of people contact me wanting me to work with their players and with their clubs. Cool. So that was one thing, just to give you an idea. Now, you could go out and contact websites like this in your niche and say, hey, I'm an expert in developing teams in clubs. I'd love to do an interview with you or create an article for you. These guys are always looking for content, by the way. So that's one thing that you could do. Let me give you all a hint, the people on the call right now. You should be creating articles and sending them to me. I know a lot of you have already written some articles and did some blogs and stuff. You should be sending all of that content to me. If it's good, I will publish it. That means you're published on a coaching website. It gives you wonderful credibility, guys. And it gives your guys the concept that you've got great credibility in the coaching space. The other thing it does is it gives you good backlinks to what is a very good Google site, and that's my site. So there's some nice things that happen there. So everyone on this call, I want you to write this down. Submit an article to Glenn. Submit multiple articles. Send me one a week if you want. If it's good and it's related to coaching and personal development, I will definitely publish it for you, okay? I can get the guys here to do that for sure. Poya said some people might not understand backlink. What I mean by that, basically without getting too jargony, is that Google searches websites for what it terms relevant content, okay? So if you send me an article and that article has a link back to your website, so you might just have... this is an article written by Glenn Murdoch of www.quickcoach.com.au. You put the website, the actual web link in you put the link in the article. Google searches, and it's always looking for current and relevant content. Now, without going into it too much or even knowing too much about it, when that article is on my website and it's got a link back to your site, Google love that for both your site and my site. It makes us both relevant. Okay, so that's how backlinks work. A couple of questions. Christine, how do we submit the article to you? Christine, easy. You just send it through via email. Give it a really great title. 300 to 400 words is fine. It doesn't need to be a massive article. I'd prefer 3 articles at 300 words than 1 at 900 words because people will read shorter articles. Put your name on there, have a link back to your website, and I'll put your articles up. Alrighty. Another question? No, we're good. So that's the first thing that I did. The other thing I did is I created basically this one workshop. You can see here, this is my old stuff. This was my Murdoch coaching product. And what I did was I created, and I'll just go through this a little bit. This was what I did for an AFL football team. And I just created these presentations. And the presentations were all about the keys to success. Okay, first of all, the keys to success were the building blocks, right? And then I did this session all about culture in football clubs. So what we looked at was culture, values in the club, the trademark of teams, trademark behaviours, leadership. Where did I get all this information from? Guys, I got it from the book. By the way, the book was called Any Given Team. It's by a guy called Ray McLean. And I utilised that book and the things I'd learnt in coaching and human behaviour, and I created this presentation. And I took the presentation, the exact same presentation, to multiple teams, and then it went to businesses. So this is effectively my product, guys. Cool. And you can all do this. You've all got the ability already, just in what we did on day one, to create exactly this in your niche, in your terms. Cool. So let's go back. So that was what I did. Now, the thing that you'll notice here, I've put up the term the demystifying men guru, the footy club team guru. I pitched myself not as being one of the gurus, being the guru. Okay? That was where I pitched myself. That was what I wanted to do. So, what do I do now? Well, now I do training. You guys know that. We've got the practitioner, advanced practitioner diploma courses. We have NLP within the training and separate. So there's separate NLP training. I run a sports psych diploma. That's a completely separate program that you guys probably don't know about, but that's something I do for guys that are coaching athletes. I run extended disc team sessions. So I actually do sessions utilizing extended disc. And we did a little bit of disc a few weeks ago. Great. By the way, great product, $2,000 for 4-hour workshops, outstanding product. And I've also got products. So those of you in NLP will know we're currently filming NLP. That'll become a product, so people will be able to buy the whole of the training. Life Design, which some of you have seen and already purchased and some of you haven't. Let me give you a look at that if you didn't see it. Life Design, Essentials for Designing Your Ideal Life, basically came around because I had a whole lot of coaches say, how can we sell the intangible? So what I've done is I've created a tangible product. Now, Life Design basically is 10 chapters that goes into a folder, and the concept is that you sign your clients to a 10-session program or a 12-session program, and between each session you give them a chapter to work on. Really nice, and you can see as we go through these whole lot of chapters here, I think I might have done 12 in the end. Yeah, there's 12 chapters in the end. And each of those 12 chapters, you're able to give to your clients. One chapter comes in a workbook. You give them one chapter each session. They go away, they work on it, they come back. They can start by talking about the chapter or whatever comes up, but it's a tangible product. So what we do is we actually sell that product now at the trainings or after the trainings for $175. It comes in a folder, and if you sign a client to a $1,500 program, which you should be doing, a 10-session program, at least $1,500, you've got $175 that you invest in this booklet, and you give it to your clients. The beautiful thing is that what you do is you say, look, I've been working closely with my mentor Glenn at the Quick Coach Academy, and he's created this in conjunction with me, and we've got it for you as a product that I really think will help you with your life. So that's what we do with regard to making an intangible product tangible. Cool. So that's one of the new products. I think a lot of you guys have already got that and purchased multiple. I know some of you have purchased multiples of those. Some of the earlier guys may not have had that available, but yeah, so that's that product. So how do you do this? How do you determine who your market is that you're going to develop entrepreneurial spirit with? Guys, I just want to check, is everyone still getting this webinar okay? I've got a couple of little questions here. Is my sound okay? Morris has said my sound is no good. Narelle said my sound is no good. Is my sound okay? Okay, cool. Narelle didn't know about Life Design product. Yeah, Narelle, just contact me. I can get you out a copy. Easy. We can talk about it during an LP in Bali. Haha, get a Max, says Blair. Very funny. Yeah, with regard to that product, guys, just give me a buzz. I can hook you up with copies of that. It's easy. It just comes in a beautiful folder, and you can give it to your clients. Or alternatively, you can create your own from it. Use it as a template. Create your own. Even better. So, how do you determine your market? These are the questions that are important for you to know. Age, sex, where they live, their interests, what do they read, how much IT knowledge have they got, and are they comfortable with IT? How much money are they earning? What level of personal development have they done so far? What level of professional development have they done so far? Where are they at in their work life? What's their education level? How familiar are they, and how willing are they to utilize the web? And all of these things will become a little bit more apparent, the reasons why, as we go along through tonight's class. So the thing is, not everyone is going to be your market. You've got to really find your archetype. Who is your perfect market? That's what you're looking for. If your market, for example, is mums going back to the workforce, which quite a few people want to work with, you're not really going to choose a product that's complex, that's a leadership type development product. You're going to want something that is pitched at the level where they are. If your market is high-end executives and they're trying to find the edge in their business, well, you need a product that might focus on emotional intelligence or delivered through a series of CDs, because that's probably the level where they will play. Cool. Now, the actual core client that you will work with, to work out who the core client is, you're really looking at this concept of the avatar, the perfect ideal average client. So you want to know a whole range of demographical information, and then you want to know a few of these things I'm going to go through now. What do they love? What is it they want from their life? What are their biggest fears? What keeps them awake at night? What do they want more than anything in the world? What do they believe to be completely true about themselves? What do they believe about the world that they live in? What do they hold dear to themselves? What do they say about themselves to other people and in their self-talk? What do they really want the world to know about them? What do they really want no one to know about them? So what do they want to keep secret about themselves? And how do they really perceive themselves? Now, this task is not easy, but guys, I've got to tell you, it's probably the most important thing that you will do. Because when you know your avatar, when you know them 100%, then you can market to them. In my mastermind classes, my advanced mastermind marketing classes, we do like 4 hours on doing this, working with avatar type material. And you're not trying to appeal to everybody. You just want to appeal to one person, your avatar. You want to know their name, you want to know their age range, and you want to know all of these questions. So that's what you want. Let me ask you a question. What do you think my avatar is in my coaching business, in my coach training business? What do you think my avatar is? Give me some ideas around who my avatar is. So who do you think that perfect avatar is? So we've got female, 28 to 40. Daniel says Ralph. Funnily enough, my perfect avatar, her name is Kathy. Her name is Kathy. Poi says Melbourne. No, not so much, Poi. All over the country is fine. My perfect client is not called Demir. No, Demir. You are my perfect mastermind client, though. Christine, people wanting to set up a coaching business, you need to dig deeper than that. That's a little surface level. Think about it. What are their fears? What do they want people to know about themselves? What do they think is true about their world? Come on, this isn't television, guys. Put your coaching hat on. This is key. We've hit some boundary conditions with you guys, which is great. Nari says people with negative self-talk. Nari, not so much. I'm actually looking for people with positive self-talk. I want can-do. People who have done some self-development or self-improvement is big for me. Strong desire to help people, Blair, yes. They have to have a strong desire to help people. They've got to have open, inquiring minds. Yes, Karen, I like it. People wanting a career change. Yes, Sabine. Love it. People that want a new lifestyle, a new career. Yes, Melanie. People that have had enough. People that want to count. Yes. People that want to make a difference. Yes. Action takers, Poi says. Yes. Yeah, you're getting it now. So and I can tell you that I have a list of 100 different individual things. I know my person. I know their dreams, their aspirations. I know what they want to do. And you know the great thing about that? It means I know when people are not a match. Obviously, it hasn't happened with any of you guys, but I've had to turn several people away from the school. There are people that aren't a match for me, people that are going to be a pain or that just won't fit in with our community. And I have to say, hey, you know, you're not a match for us. All right, good. Well done. So let's move along. Let's think outside of the box that we live in. And these are some of the things that I think are really important to expand your thinking. Okay, so thinking outside the box that you live in to expand your thinking with entrepreneurship. The keys to expanding that thinking, you need to research what is currently out there, and you've got to be really curious about how the people out there have developed their products. Yeah, it would be crazy for you guys not to come back and say, Doc, I want to see this life design product. It'd be crazy not to, because it's a product that's been designed that works, that people love. Cool? But you should research other coaches. What are other coaches doing? You should explore all kinds of different types of products and get a sense of what might suit you to give to your guys. You should know this. You should be exploring these things. You can brainstorm with other coaches. I've noticed so much wonderful brainstorming going on with our Facebook page. That community is really thriving and really growing. I love that. By the way, can I just say publicly, Poi, I love the fact that you are giving leads to people on the website. That is wonderful. So hats off to you, my friend. Poi, if you haven't been on the Facebook page, Poi is giving leads from different cities to people. Beautiful sharing. And the thing I know is that people that have someone in New South Wales, Poi, they're going to pay it right back to you, brother. Well done. You can contact coaches who already have developed products and elicit their strategies. How did they develop it? What was their mindset? What did they do? You can write down all of the different ideas that you like the sound of. You might have 20 ideas that you like the sound of. Write them all down and then start to work out what will work for you. So research, explore, brainstorm, contact, write. You can do all of these things. I'll just pause. A couple of questions, I think. Poi says thank you. Yeah, Poi, you're awesome. So good. So good. Love the sharing. Now, so they're the keys that really will help you to expand your thinking. The next question, the big question, I'm going to go back. I don't want to give that up just yet. You guys all now need to come up with at least one thing each. I want you to tell me what are the products you can create from coaching. Go. And guys, I'm looking for 20 at least. Okay, we've got a membership site. Phone app. Daniel, love it. Ebook. Goal-setting seminars. 90-day personal development planner. Narelle, I love that, funnily enough. A webinar. A CD. An MP3. So guys, we've got seminar, so it doesn't all the different types of seminar, that's cool. We've got seminar, that's great. Workshops, group coaching, mastermind groups, love it. What else have we got? Let's keep digging. Karen, I was going to do how to live the life you want, but now I will just read and present yours. Sounds good. Weekend retreats in beautiful exotic places, yes. Maybe even Bali, Narelle. Podcasts, networking. Networking as a product, I don't know, Karen, unless you teach people how to network, that's a product. That's a wonderful product. Narelle, I don't think anyone else has lost sound. Radio segment, yeah, love that, Kath. A book. TV show. And you can have a TV show online, guys. Terry's lost sound as well. How's sound, guys? Regular article in a local paper. If you're getting paid for it, it's a product. Sounds okay. Cheers. You guys that are having sound troubles, are you wireless? I'm assuming you probably are. Cool. Okay, so we've got a bit of an idea. Terry's lost sound altogether. Sorry, Terry. Kath, you've said Facebook. How is Facebook a product? This is all around what are the different types of product you can have. Terry, are you wireless? If you are, that's probably why you keep losing the sound. It could be a wireless connection. So a Facebook group, so let's explore this a little bit. So how can Facebook become a product in itself? Because I get it's a sales arm, it's a marketing arm, but how is it a product? Yeah, so Christine, you can have a fan page, but how is your fan page a product? Unless people are paying for the fan page, it's not a product. I get 100% that it's a marketing arm to have other kinds of things, but not a product itself. Yeah, it's a conduit 100%, Kath, but we're looking at products now. Guys, cool, products. All right, I'll give you a little bit of help. These are a few that I came up with, and you guys obviously have had some as well, so you can write all of these down when you go back and listen to the class or watch the class tomorrow. Training. I didn't have anyone have training up there. Group coaching, we had CD collections of coaching techniques, CD collections on personal development, really CD collections on anything, guys. Tallied classes, mentoring for other coaches. Who's thought about doing that, running some mentoring for other coaches? Writing a book or an ebook, writing articles, personal development seminars, teaching people out there that don't know anything about personal development a little bit about it. Writing training programs, coaching agencies, webinars, and I'm going to talk about webinars in a minute. Guys, the other thing that's a product potentially for all of you is joint venture. I've had a couple of people make good money from sending referrals to me. So whenever someone comes from you to us to join our school, we usually will give it's either a 25%, a 25% commission in advanced commas if the person pays up front, or we give you a $300 voucher if they're paying off. So, that's another thing. Who do you know that might want to do coaching or NLP? Really great way to be able to, have a product there. Now, I want to talk about webinars because for me, folks, webinars are the best possible product that you can have. And I'm going to use this a little bit loosely. Number one, you can charge people to come to your webinars. 100% you can. But I want to talk really briefly about how they can be a conduit to getting a product. So you can charge people to come to webinars, number one. Number two, You get people to come to webinars, you deliver them amazing content, and then you sell them product at the end. And they're a wonderful way to do that. Just amazing, mind-blowing way to be able to do that. Some of the stuff that Frank Kern taught me today that I will teach you guys at some stage, or certainly in my mastermind group, just breathtakingly good, the strategies you can use with webinars. Couple of questions. What have we got here? Wallet-sized affirmation cards. Nari, I like that. Wallet-sized affirmation cards. Beautiful product. I have a client looking at the school now. Narelle, good on you. Beautiful. Pass through their details. The other thing I've seen people that that have coffee mugs, or create T-shirts that have got really cool slogans on them that they sell from their website. All kinds of ways that you guys can leverage what you're currently doing. Cool. So any requirement for distinctions around all of that? Is everyone cool with all of those? Any questions before we move on? Obviously, you need to determine your investment with these things. Some of them are really cheap. Some of them cost a little bit of money. It just depends on which way you're going to go. The other thing I think that's really important that you know is a little bit about your competition. Now, there's a whole range of coaches out there. You need to know who they are, okay? And you need to know how they're presenting themselves, what's their unique selling propositions. You need to know what they offer. Do they do coaching packages or one-off packages? How do they deliver their package? Who do they deliver it to? You need to also know how they reach their target market. Do they use presentations? Do they use teleforums, webinars? Do they use public speaking? Is it word of mouth? Is it newsletters? You need to know what is it that you can notice about their concept. What's the quality of their promotional material like? How do they present their unique selling points? Do they use testimonials or logos? What's their website like? Is it good? Is it interactive? Is it something that appeals to you? Does it have an opt-in or does it not have an opt-in? And the last thing, what don't they do? If they're all zigging, what's the zagging that you can add? Do they not talk about coaching? Do they maybe talk about something else? Do they not have timed coaching over 6 months, 9 months, 12 months? Do they not have breakthrough sessions? Do they maybe not run webinars or presentations? What is it that they're not doing? I can guarantee you the thing that most coaches don't do is the thing that is the hardest to do for them. Whatever that is, for some people it's face-to-face, for some people it's website design, but generally that's what they won't do. And you guys will know that from the Basecamp weekend. Quick questions. Let me have a little look here. Webinars cost a little bit per month. Yeah, we're going to have a look at that in a minute, Narelle. Your next class has to be how to fill a seminar. Narelle, my next class, well, it's certainly on the agenda. Narelle and Scott have sent through how to fill a seminar as a concept, and I'm just working my way through all of the student class requirements at the moment. It's on the list, I promise you. Hassle me again, send me another email. It should be coming up in the next couple of weeks. So, the 7 steps to actually creating a product. Let's look at what they are. In a really brief term, number 1, guys, you've got to know your niche. Okay, you've got to know your niche. You've got to know your niche. At some stage, you can't avoid this. You're going to need to know what your niche is if you're creating product. And by the way, your niche may be generalist life coaching. Your niche might be helping people to get clear on their goals. Your niche might be having a better life. That's fine if it's general, but know what it is. By the way, guys, there are 3 types of niches. There are industry-specific niches. So for me, that's working with football clubs as an example, industry-specific, or sporting teams. There's skill-specific. So for me, that's cross-industry. So it could be that I work with high-performing teams across a whole range of industries, not just with sporting teams. Or there's skill-specific in a specific industry, which is I work with high-performing teams in AFL clubs. Cool? So they're the 3 different types of niche areas. And you've got to know your niche. It's important because if you know your niche, you can use their language, You can demonstrate you know where they're coming from. You can build rapport with them. And the other thing is that once you know your niche, you can market to them in their language. Cool? You've got to know what they want. And the more that you know the niche and you're drilled down with the niche, the better off you're going to be. I know in my AFL niche, or my demystifying men niche, I knew exactly what they wanted. In the AFL, they wanted a leadership group, and they wanted a group that was selected by the players, and they wanted that group selected by the values of the club. That's what they wanted, so that's what I delivered. You need to know how much they will pay for 3 reasons. Number 1, you can't afford to be overpricing. Number 2, you can't afford to be underpricing. You don't want to leave money on the table. You've got to be aware of what they consider to be normal, okay, to invest in training and coaching. So for me, the AFL teams, the VFL teams, I really had to teach some of them what it was, what was normal to work on, because you get that old challenge of what is 2 hours worth or 3 hours worth. Well, you need to educate your market that it's not 3 hours. They're buying what you have become. They're buying all the experience that you've got, the gap that that is between what they know and what you know. Cool? So, a mum at home who wants some help and clarity around going back to work, she may be an $80 to $120 an hour client. A corporate guy, well, he's going to be happy for a $500 to $1,000 an hour session. The giving up smoking that you learn in NLP, it's a $450, $500 product. That's what people will pay. That's what their expectations should be out there. Cool? So you've got to know that. You need to know the cultural expectations of the industry. So do they have an expectation of training? Are they used to investing in training? A mum who sees you advertising or meets you in a seminar, she may not have a culture of coaching. So you need to know what they consider to be normal for their growth. You've got to know their greatest challenges, and you need to deliver the solution to that greatest challenge. That goes without saying. That's number 1. You need to teach them the foundations that you learnt in day 1 of the base camp, or for the online guys in the foundations, all of the slides that you've had. For the building blocks, you've got to teach them those building blocks. It's really important that you're educating your clients. Number 7, what are the practicalities if you're going to be recording? Okay, so if you're going to be recording, or the practicalities of creating product. So let's have a look at these now. How can you record, write manuals, have CDs produced, present workshops? What are some of the things that you need? Let's see the knowledge that you guys have got around this. What are some of the things you need to tick off on? And this will be great for you when you listen to this class back, because you'll be able to write all these down if you don't get them in time at the moment. So you can make a video. Poi says you can extract the audio from the video to an MP3. Yeah, beautiful. You can get someone to transcribe an MP3 to an ebook. Poi, you get it. I can spot the marketing background. Blair says you can hire his recording studio. Come on, guys. What else have we got? What other things can you do you think? And we're going to finish here, by the way, just as a nice overview. Poi says you can outsource people to write the manual. So, guys, this is my question. We've got 25 people on the call, and so far 3 have actually come forward with an option for how you can create product or record product. Are we way outside the comfort levels and the comfort zones of you guys here? Let me know. Let me check in. Give me a yes if we are. Yes, yes, yes. Cool. Awesome. Okay, good. Well, isn't that great? Because there's a lot of learning going on here. Daniel has said Elance. I love Elance, Daniel. Love it. I'll talk some more about that in a minute. So let's have a little bit of a look. Let me help you out. Okay. Some of the how. if you've got a Mac, you can use a product called GarageBand. Apparently, I'm not a Mac user, but apparently that makes it really easy to record CDs and MP3s and things. If you've got a PC, and all this stuff is free, by the way. If you've got a PC, you can use a product called Audacity. Very simple to use. It allows you to put some free music at the start and then record your actual audio, record your class, and then some free music on the end. That free music, by the way, is royalty-free music. You can get that if you go to Google. Windows Movie Maker is a free product that you can use to make little movies from. It allows you to put slides with video, with transition, with edits and credits and all kinds of different things that you can do there. If you want images, you can go to a place called iStock and get images. If you want to do interviews with people, you can use allconferencecalls.com. I've noticed that Poi has started to do interviews with experts. It's a wonderful way to build credibility in the market. It's a wonderful way to learn. It's a wonderful way for you to be able to start getting some product. Interview experts in your areas. Webinars. I use GoToMeeting, or I use GoToWebinar now. GoToMeeting allows you to have up to 12 people at a time on a call. GoToWebinar allows you to have up to 1,000 people at a time on a call. If you wanted to get video, you can use a flip camera. They're only about $150. You could use your phone. My iPhone shoots amazing video. If you wanted to record a training, you can use a hard drive camera. That'll record lots and lots of training for you. Record your seminar or record whatever it is that you're doing. If you wanted to do workshops, you can use a program like PowerPoint. Okay, so there's a really rough overview. Now, Daniel mentioned before Elance. I think it was Daniel mentioned Elance. Elance is a wonderful place to outsource anything that you want done, from website creation to business cards to logos. You go to elance.com, you post your job, and people from all around the world will bid on your job. And normally you can get some really, some very, very cheap labor done, really cheap, great work done. My logo, by the way, is from Elance. So you guys that are looking at the Quick Coach logo here, it's from Elance. The shell of my website was created from Elance. So I use Elance a little bit for some, for some things that I do. Okay, so I think we are, oh wow, time-wise, we are right on the money. Poya said you can use Skype as well. Yeah, Skype's good. You can record Skype, but you need to download a Skype recorder. GoToMeeting is certainly not free. Poya said there's a program called anymeeting.com. Is that free, Poy? I've never heard of it. It's free. Cool. So there you go. Anymeeting.com. Free service. Beautiful. Thanks, Poy. Kath says Odesk is similar. Similar to what, Kath? Poy says 5rr.com or .com, anything service for $5. Oh, is that like Elance, Poy? No. What is it? They offer you a range of services. Cool, for $5. So that's fiverr.com. And Poy, could you do me a favor? Could you put those hookups onto the Facebook website? Maybe whack those onto there. Thanks, buddy. All right, so if there are any questions, I will hang around and answer them. Outside of that, guys, Karen has said, thanks, Glenn. I've got 4 pages of notes now to put them into action. Karen, good on you. Now to put them into action, and look forward to seeing you at NLP for day 6 and 7. How exciting, on Saturday and Sunday. So if there's any questions, ask them now. I am happy to hang out for a bit. Hayden, I'll see you on Saturday, mate. Looking forward to it. Hayden, so excited that you guys are coming to Bali too, by the way. Super exciting. Can't wait for that. I found out also today that, who else did we have? We had a couple of people decided to come into Bali today, which was great. So Bali's looking good. Poy's coming to Bali to do day 4, 5, 6, and 7. Trudy is coming to Bali, maybe with one of her friends. So Really cool that NLP's looking exciting. So it looks like no questions. Guys, thank you so much. It has been a joy hanging out with you. Daniel's away for the next month. Cool, Daniel. All good. Terry, is Melbourne? Yeah, Terry, absolutely. Melbourne's still on. Terry, you are staying, aren't you, in at the Buckingham? Just remind me of that. You've booked in the Buckingham. Karen, you're welcome. Lovely having you here. See you, Christine. Lovely having you. Karen, yeah, cool. I'll bring it along. Karen, can you send me an email to remind me, please? Because I normally will head off from now and won't go back into any work mode. Send me an email and I'll get it done. Thanks, mate. Terry, don't be jealous about Bali. Come along. Normal NLP course costs $3,500. You get $3,500. You get to go to Bali, accommodation, flights, and do NLP. Amazing value. You can pay the course off, Terry. So you can have 12 months, 2 years to pay the course off if you want. Whatever. Make it happen. Hayden, yeah, yay, Karen, heading to greater heights. Yeah, good on you, H. Hayden Arel, you're welcome. Morris, good on you. Beautiful, Morris. I'm so glad you got some good ideas. Terry, well, you can't be jealous about Bali if you're going somewhere else. Come on. Melanie, lovely to have you on the call. Look forward to catching up with you soon. All right, guys, looks like there's no questions. You guys are very cool. So good hanging out with all of you. I look